Hello, good game. Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. I hope you're having a magical day. Thank you so much for taking the time to support the channel. Today we have a very special video, mystery guest here to play some Mythic rank co-op matches with their favorite deck. We're gonna do a little peruse through it, nothing intense. Of course, if you want the full deck breakdown, you're gonna have to view it on their channel, which is really cool. So who is it? Who could it be? Let's find out now. Well, hello, Mr. James, Charizard James in the house. Everybody give a warm welcome. How are you doing, James? Tell us a little bit about yourself within, maybe even your personal life as well as the magic scene.
All right. Well, I am Charizard James, twitch.tv/Charizard_James on Twitch. I also create content on YouTube that is also Charizard_James. Been creating content for Magic the Gathering for about a year now. And a little bit about my personal life. I just turned 29, have a fiance. We are getting married next year, so it's super exciting. I have a couple goals here. Just hit Twitch partner actually a few months back, and my goal is to reach 500 YouTube subs. It's been a long road, just learning a lot of things, and I'm super excited to be on this content creation journey. I also host a podcast called Streamcast Podcast, and we talk to different content creators about things about Magic, things about judging, things about card games in general. I also host a monthly tournament called Stream League, which we host different tournaments with invite-only streamers on my Twitch channel as well. People like Jeff Hoagland have played in it, Ali Eldrazi, a bunch of content creators that you probably already know. And I host that tournament on my Twitch channel as well every month. So super excited to be hosting those and being an awesome part of the Magic the Gathering community. And super excited to be working with Hello Good Game here. I've been excited to work with him for a while now. So super excited about that.
Deadly. That's quite a list, which is great, very impressive. And 500 subs. Like, I know you've been around for a long time, right? So this guy definitely deserves more subs than that on his tube. But we definitely get the grind. YouTube is a hard cookie to crack, and hopefully, if we have any success today, we're gonna get you to that goal with ease. So we're gonna break down the deck, nothing serious, right? And then James is gonna basically be my teacher while I pilot this deck. I'm gonna pretend, this is day one for me. I don't know anything about it. And then, we're gonna see how we make out. But it should be a good time, right? So I hope you guys are excited. What can you tell us about this deck, James? What are we looking at here?
All right. So what we're looking at here is a Orzhov-based control / mid-range deck. I like the fact that there are draws that you can draw, like let's say Shambling Ghast into Professor of Symbology into Skullport Merchant. Like, you can definitely curve out your creatures in this deck and really put pressure on opposing planeswalkers and other control decks and other decks that don't play to the board, like the Izzet Dragons deck. The other opportunity in this deck to be good in the meta is the removal spells. We have Blood in the Snow and Vanishing Verse combined with cards in the sideboard. If you open up the sideboard real quick, we have cards like Reduce to Memory and a couple other removal spells in there, and Necrotic Fumes, in order to remove our opponent's threats. So this deck is going to be really, really good against aggressive decks. Our best matchups actually are against mono green and mono white aggro. And we have really good matchups as well against Dimir control. That's probably our best matchups are against a control deck and an aggro deck. And I love the fact that this deck can win on both axes. It can beat the aggro decks and beat the control decks. So I love that fact. And I'm just a mid-range player at heart in general, and this deck really just scratches that itch for me.
That's incredible. I can get behind that. I don't see it in my list here. I don't want to spend too much time looking for it. But I have the mono white Milky Smooth deck that I used to push to Mythic, most seasons recently, it feels like. And, very good win rate, but you know what? Not against this deck. I think I might have won 2 out of 17 matches against this deck. It is just an absolute nightmare to play against if you're an aggro deck. Like, the value that it provides through the creatures, through the sacrifice, the draw, the Lolth, replaying, oh my god, through Blood on the Snow, it's too much to handle. So I'm really excited to, have a professional pilot this deck for us, teach us a little bit more about it. So with that being said, today we are playing in Mythic. I've not played ranked in a while. Thankfully, we're still top 1500. That's what you get for not playing for a week, though, right? So we're going to do our best to maybe climb up into the top 1000 today. And of course, if you want to learn more about this deck, right, you want to learn the ins and outs, every individual strategy, synergy, playline that you could possibly muster it up. You're going to look for this video on James's channel. I'm going to have a link for that in the description below. Just go see more under this video and you'll see, Charizard James explains the deck perfectly. I don't know what I'll have, but you'll find that there. Go click on it, give the video a like, give it a watch, and definitely check out some of that other content while you're there. So here's our opening hand. Land looks good. Removal and some learn here as well. So what do you think, James? Is this something that we're really looking?
This is a snap keep. This is as much as you want. This is just the best possible hand.
BEA, beautiful. And as far as our land sequencing, that's actually something I typically will. I mess this up on the regular. I don't know if I don't pay enough attention or I'm just straight up lazy. But how are we going in here? Just with our Frost first? Or are we going to save that for second?
We're going Frost first. The reason why we're going Frost first is just in case we draw that one other, the white land, the one that turns into a 3/4 flyer. If we happen to draw that on turn 2, we're going to wish we played that on turn 1.
Yeah, to get stuck with them 2 in your hand is no good here. And then you go right to your Snarl?
I'm going to go right to Snarl. We want to get our Snarls out of our hand as soon as possible. Like, yes, we're playing Faceless Haven, and we want to get our Snowlands down as soon as possible, but we want to put our untapped lands into play when they're untapped, guaranteed. So, right here is a pretty obvious Professor of Symbology play. Now, we have already 5 lands, so we want a turn 3 play. It looks like we already have a turn 3 play in Skullport Merchant, so we're almost guaranteed playing Skullport Merchant on turn 3. Now, this match is going to take forever, just being honest, because we're playing against a mirror match. As we see the Orzhov land come down, so we're going to play the super long game here. So we have to think about our next turns. Turn 3, we're playing Skullport Merchant, and hitting our and getting a treasure. Then the next turn we'll have 5 mana available. So what does that do? That means we probably maybe want a Vanishing Verse plus play a 3 mana spell. So actually with this learn specifically right now, I think I'm choosing Introduction to Prophecy as the card I'm picking right now.
Beautiful.
Because on turn 4 we're going to get to play. We're going to have 5 mana available, which means Introduction to Prophecy, look for a Planeswalker, and hold up Vanishing Verse for their card.
I love it. And that's the kind of in-depth playline breakdown that you're going to receive on Charizard's channel on his stream every single day. The guy definitely knows what he's talking about, and I love it. Having other content creators on the channel here makes my job so much easier because that is effort. That guy just spit fire. I didn't have to do it. I love it. So thank you so much, James. Really appreciate that. What's our next playline looking like here?
We're going to play our land here, and then this matchup is all about value. In the mirror match, you want to be able to hold up all your draws for when you need them. Hold up all your sacrifice triggers like Deadly Dispute for when they remove your things. We want to exile their planeswalkers from the board. We also want to exile their creatures from the graveyard, which is why our black land in play is so important. The reason why I'm playing it is because it exiles our opponent's cards, because we want to make sure that their Blood on the Snows are as worst as possible and ours are as best as possible. So right now, we're just going to slam our Skullport Merchant, make a treasure, and then I probably it doesn't really matter if you attack or not, but I'd probably hold it back since we do have that Deadly Dispute.
Lovely. That's
This
typically
matchup is going to be all about who has the better late game at the end.
Yeah, and the Blood on the Snow does really make it hard. So, speak of the devil, did I mention, I'm a big fan of topdeck.exe, so just mentioning a mere card will bring it to the top of my library. We have to be very careful what we do here.
Well, this is a very unique matchup. I've actually never played against an Esper Snow deck before. So this is going to be Esper. They played that blue land. They searched a blue land off the environmental sciences. So we're going to have to shift our game plan since we thought they were playing straight Orzhov. Now that they're playing Esper, we have to be a little bit more aggressive since they are playing counterspells, and we need to get under those counterspells. So at this point, we need to switch our game plan. One of the reasons why I like this deck is because it is a mid-range deck, and we're going to need to get under this deck. So we need to make the aggro plays. We need to be attacking. We need to be attacking every turn now.
All right, with both creatures here, we're gonna attack first.
So I'll go ahead and just attack with both creatures. They might jump block our Professor of Symbology with theirs.
Do we draw? Do we sack the Professor if they do go for the block, or do we trade?
I think we're saving our Deadly Dispute for their Blood on the Snow.
What about a
So
merchant?
I think I would just trade with their Professor of Symbology because we need that off the board anyway.
Okay.
Just so we can keep attacking. So now we have to think about what they're going to play next. They might play their own Skullport Merchant or something, right? We need to get past a 1/4. So I want to save the Vanishing Verse for their 1/4. So right now, I think I would just Introduction to Prophecy and pass, and then maybe on their turn, on their end step. Okay, we're gonna want. I think we're gonna want the Eyetwitch and put the Blood on the Snow to the bottom.
Cool. The Vanishing Verse is also just such a heater against the new creature or module lands. Hall of the Storm Giants is a perfect example of this. Do you want to
think I'm actually playing this Eyetwitch right now.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, I love Vanishing Verse on the Hall of the Storm Giants. It's just an amazing play.
Yes, that's good. It does take 5 minutes to do that since it does have Ward 3, but it's still very good. So right now you have to think to yourself, what could they possibly have, right? They're probably gonna have a either a counter spell, the 3-mana counter spell that has Foretell, but if they had that, they would have foretold it, right? Unless they have also a 1-mana spell. It looks like they're holding up a, I don't know. It might even be that they're holding up a removal spell and a counter spell. So at this point, I think what's in their graveyard?
Just a Professor and the
Just
Sciences.
Professor?
Yeah.
I think I'm going just attack here with both, because the reason why I don't want to attack with the Den of the Bugbear is because there's a chance that they have a Vanishing Verse in their hand.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to hold our Deadly Dispute for their Vanishing Verse. And if we animate the Den of the Bugbear, we're not going to have that extra mana.
Cave of the Frost Dragon.
Oh, that's a cave. Oh, okay. Okay, wow. That's even okay.
Bugbear's red.
Sounds good.
This guy sounds like me.
Bugbear, but it's cave.
No, that's all good. And ending our turn here.
We have okay pressure right now, so we can just pass. And maybe they cast Lolth next turn, and we can Vanishing Verse their Lolth.
Yeah, we have a Professor we can bring back worst case. They're going to want that counter magic, though, at a certain point.
Oh, I think right now, since we have enough lands already, I think we Skullport Merchant and draw, sacrificing our treasure. Yeah. No, not Deadly Dispute.
No, I know. I just trying to look at it. I'm glad it actually asked me to confirm it. So we're going to sack the treasure here.
That was an accident.
Yeah. Oh, man, I make them all the time. We'll be lucky to make it out of this match without one.
We want to make sure we draw as... Yeah, we want to make sure we draw as many cards as possible.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to sack the Twitch or just take our turn?
Nope, the Twitch is 1 damage.
Alrighty.
Just take our turn. Alright.
Take the damage again?
Is also good, but at this point, like, the onus is on them to get rid of our creatures. We're just going to keep attacking them for 2 a turn until we have enough mana to use our Cave of the Frost Dragon and hold up the Deadly Dispute or Vanishing Verse. But until then, we're just not going to animate our land, because they probably have a removal spell that they're like, I don't want to use it because they'll just sacrifice their Eyetwitch. Or, they probably have a removal spell. Now, one problem with this matchup is that they could have, like, a bunch of extra turn spells in a row, and then we could be in trouble.
Yeah.
Something like Mordenkainen here is going to be fine because they're tapping out for this. Now we can kill Mordenkainen on the backswing when they make a dog here. They're not making a dog, so this is interesting. He's going to 7 loyalty, so we can just Vanishing Verse the Mordenkainen after they.
Are you sure you want to lose your instant speed removal and not use sorcery speed?
Let me see our graveyard.
We just have the Professor.
I don't think we want to... Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... I don't think we want to do that because we won't have enough mana left over to cast our other spells.
To hold up Dispute, okay.
Yeah.
So let's just burn it right now.
Yep, let's just do that now, yep. And we're the aggressor, so we don't want to spend damage attacking Mordenkainen right now, especially since they didn't make the dog. We're going to want to play a land... Yep, play a land, and then I think what I want to do here is just attack for 2.
Down to 15.
Now we have to think. What? Oh, Oh, I was actually thinking about doing something else.
My mouse is so sensitive. Like, I literally need to throw this thing out. Even when I play my pathways.
I was thinking about using Skullport Merchant to sacrifice the Eyetwitch to draw a card, and Eyetwitch getting the one that makes 2 pests, and then just making 2 pests to increase our clock.
Instead of the Twitch. Okay. Yeah, it's a problem with my mouse. Even with pathways, I'll click on it to drag it up, but my mouse like double clicks really aggressively. So it's a problem. So we got a professor. They're gonna learn to the sideboard. What do they take? Do they just go straight from
they
Mascot Exhibition?
The 7 mana spell, probably.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is great. I like to lure those out.
Wow, they don't have any blue mana available, so what could this mean?
A dead turn or removal, right?
So right now, I think I'm keeping the Eyetwitch. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I'll keep the Eyetwitch this turn. The reason why I don't want to sack the Eyetwitch this turn is because we're not going to have 9 mana next turn. We're going to have 8 mana. When we have 9 mana, we'll go ahead and get the Mascot Exhibition and cast it and hold up Deadly Dispute. Professor Onyx is a really good play here because they don't have a counterspell. So we're going to want to play the Onyx.
Mm-hmm. And
we can also hold up Deadly Dispute.
2 mana up. Yeah, that's great.
And then what we can do here is plus it.
And just try to get to the...
but they could actually have Vanishing Verse.
They do. They guarantee have removal.
Vanishing Verse, it's better to like get rid of their Professor of Symbology, or you can plus it to try to find like a Lolth or something. So I would probably plus it. Because if they Vanishing Verse it, we lose it anyway. But we don't really care if the Professor of Symbology is there right now.
Okay. The draw is always nice as well, right? Draw is a very good way to create value in the match.
And here's where the Vanishing Verse comes down.
You know, now it's not hitting our dragon as well, right?
All right, and now we're probably... we have to think about how their next turn is going to go. They're going to play their 7 mana spell. We're going to want to Blood on the Snow them, right? So when we Blood on the Snow, we're going to hurt our own creatures. So I think we're going to get the Faceless Haven here.
Yeah, we definitely need a Snowland because we're only sitting on 4 right now.
That's fine. We can do Faceless Haven still.
With our end goal being 6 Snowlands.
And then we could just attack with both here. And then if they cast their Mascot Exhibition, or if they just animate their land and attack us for 9, we're still okay with either one of those, because if they animate their land, they're tapping out.
It's a nice hit. They don't go for it, though. Let's just take the 2.
So because we know we're probably going to get Blood on the Snow them, if they cast... Oh, they're casting Doomscar. Wow, it's even... Okay, now it's pretty good. Now we can just... Do
you draw the Merchant?
Use Skullport Merchant to sack the Eyetwitch, or we can draw another card to make a treasure token off the Deadly Dispute. I'd probably do Skullport Merchant here.
Yeah, it's better to always use the value you have access to already than draining it from your hand, because you'll still have that value in your hand later, right?
Yep, and now... They probably have a counterspell, right? They're purposely holding up all that blue mana, so we're gonna have to play through the counterspells anyway. So we're just gonna get a Mascot Exhibition here, and then probably slam it. But we'll see what we draw. Our best draw is probably Vanishing Verse. Professor, that's fine. Yeah, let's play this Faceless Haven. Let's play that Mascot Exhibition. And then it probably gets countered. It didn't get countered, which means they don't have a counterspell, because they'll definitely counter it. Let's not play the Professor of Symbology, since we have Deadly Dispute in our hand, just in case they have another Doomscar. We can sacrifice our things in response.
Beautiful. Well, it's nice they didn't smack us too hard last turn, and then that mana they held up basically did nothing.
Okay, now they're playing their Mascot Exhibition, which is fine. And then we can just go to our turn. Now, what do we have in our graveyard?
Twitch, Professor, Merchant, Professor.
Okay, we're gonna want to find another Planeswalker, but the cool part about this is we do have Agadeem's Awakening, and we are putting decent pressure on our opponent here. So let's count how much mana we have. We have 3 snow mana,
10 available
to animate
mana.
the Faceless Haven, and then we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana left over. So what I would probably do here is we can do a couple things. We can just Agadeem's Awakening, or we can attack with Faceless Haven and Agadeem's. The reason why I don't really like attacking with Faceless Haven is because they have that 3/2, which means they have like really good blocks. So what I would probably do is just Agadeem's Awakening for 3, bringing back all of our cards from grave, and then, well, I think I would just attack first. No,
Okay.
actually, how much mana do we have? 1, 2, 3,
10
4,
available
2.
mana.
I'm gonna Agadeem's Awakening first. No, just attack first.
If they're greedy and let it through.
And if they block us, that's fine too. They're blocking everything, which is fine. And then we're gonna Agadeem's Awakening for a new board. Then they're gonna have to deal with that.
How much do you want to cast this for?
So that's gonna be for 3.
Okay. Twitch Professor Merchant.
Yep.
Whoops. I think I
Should have clicked it. Yeah, there we go.
almost only got 2 there.
There we go. Then we get a brand new card. I probably would have. Okay, let's go with a reduced memory here, because when they play their Planeswalker, we're gonna want to exile it. And then that's it. We're applying enough pressure as it is right now. We don't need to cast anything else.
Yeah, we don't want to fold in too hard because they're playing with Blood on the Snow as well.
Exiling is still really important here. Okay, there we go. That's fine. They probably get another Mascot Exhibition. Which in that case, we'll just do what we did before and just attack with everything, make them block. Let's see. We can do a couple things, actually. Go ahead and make them go to end step.
Sack the treasure for a draw.
And then we let's Skullport Merchant for 2 draws. So let's Skullport Merchant, sack the Eyetwitch. We're gonna try to draw a Planeswalker here. Go ahead and get Necrotic Fumes. No. Oh, whatever, it doesn't matter. And then we're gonna sacrifice the Professor of Symbology using the treasure for black.
Okay.
Go ahead and press autopay.
Beautiful.
So looking for a Planeswalker
that's not
because
bad,
we really
though.
want to get that max value off of our Planeswalkers. Off of our Planeswalkers, getting them back with on the snow. So we didn't draw a Planeswalker, which is fine. So what we're going to do here is that we are going to blow in the snow, not using all... let's see. We're going to blow in the snow using only 3 snow mana. On purpose.
One, 2, 4, 5. This is 6.
And make sure to tap to destroy all creatures and manually tap your mana symbols, because the game will screw you over.
It's a great time. With the treasures too, lots of times it's no bueno.
All right, now we're gonna bring back our Skullport Merchant, since that's the most important card right now to maintain our card advantage. As you can see, they have 3 cards in hand. So what we need to do is we need to apply the pressure right now. We need to attack them with Faceless Haven.
Beautiful.
Then we're going to play our Shambling Ghast and just pass.
Okay, and then we still have 2 mana to hold up Dispute if we need.
Exactly.
Or the Merchant.
Yep.
Protection from their giant.
And even if they try to block our thing with Hall of the Storm Giants, we can, like, Necrotic Fumes or Reduce to Memory their Hall afterwards. Like, that's like last resort. We don't really want to do that. But we have a flying attacker as a land right now. So that's very, very important.
That's what I'm thinking of as well right now.
And we're just going to pass. Yeah.
Oh!
That's a perfect draw. Okay. So what we're going to do here is we're going to bait out their their block. So let's go ahead and just animate our flying land using all of our non-snow mana. We need one black. We need, yeah, at least one white. Okay, there we go. It is 5 mana to do so, but it's fine. So they're going to have a Vanishing Verse right now. So we're going to make them use Vanishing Verse, and then we're going to Deadly Dispute the Vanishing Verse, and then we're going to cast Lolth afterwards. So just attack with just the flyer. Or just the Shambling Ghast and the flyer.
Over for 4.
And we could see another Vanishing Verse here from the opponent. And if they do, we have the Deadly Dispute. Yep, Deadly Dispute the land.
Not merchant it?
No. We need to Deadly Dispute it so we have enough mana to cast Lolth afterwards. We need to make this treasure.
Oh, okay. Yeah, absolutely. Hit for 1, down to 8, which is pretty good still. Right? We're definitely winning this match. Like, they're in the corner. So
they're going to be at 8, which is really scary for them. So if we cast Lolth, we have to think about this real quick.
There's a counterspell here.
If we cast Lolth, okay, and it gets countered, okay, and then they cast a bunch of Allrun's Epiphanies, what do we do then? Are we dead?
No, you're fine.
So we need to think about this. I honestly think we need to hold up this Deadly Dispute. So what I would probably do is just cast the Eyetwitch. We have a good amount of pressure right now, so we don't need to like cast a Lolth into this, especially because they could have extra turn spells. I would actually cast the other Eyetwitch too.
Beautiful.
Because now we have chump blockers for their little birdies if we're about to die. We have a couple chump blockers for a land if they want to attack us with that. Because one thing they could do is go like extra turn spell and then another extra turn spell and then attack with our land a couple times and then we'll die. So with this Doomscar, we're going to want to use Skullport Merchant to sacrifice the Shambling Ghast and then use Shambling Ghast to make a treasure.
Beautiful. Shambling Ghast is ridiculous. We get the draw, another merchant.
Then we're going to use Skullport Merchant again to sacrifice the Eyetwitch. And then the Eyetwitch is going to search for the thing that gets us land drops, I think. Unless I'm forgetting something here.
Yeah, we're almost out.
No, we're going to get Pest Summoning, actually. We need to keep pressure on.
We can always discard from our hand to draw as well.
Yeah, we could do that, but we only really like to do that if we have no other good things. Let's get Environmental Sciences. We need to hit our land drops anyway. Oh, all right, this is perfect actually.
This is a big hand, baby.
We're gonna want to keep up. We're gonna want to keep up 5 mana for Vanishing Verse on the land here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 4. So we have 5 mana remaining. So what we can do is just cast Lolth. If it's countered, just pass turn. But. Oh, never mind. Okay, it didn't get countered, so that's actually even better for us. Go ahead and minus it. They could have another Vanishing Verse or Soul Shatter or something. Okay, let's go ahead and Environmental Sciences and to hit our land drop. And get a black.
For anyone who's unfamiliar with the control decks, a big part of winning the game is drawing out the turns, right? Making that match last as long as possible, because as the game goes on, your card advantage should only grow. And I believe we want, well, I guess it literally does not matter. Let's take a swamp.
All right, so we get a Black Source, play it, and then we have 4 mana available. So what we can do a couple things here. We can cast Skullport Merchant, and make a treasure and then hold up something, or we can hold up Vanishing Verse and Deadly Dispute. What I think we should do is we don't have 5 mana available to Vanishing Verse the land, so we're gonna have to chump block the land. So I think they already used a couple different sweepers, so we're gonna go ahead. I think I like casting Skullport Merchant and then making that treasure and holding up a couple instant speed cards.
Cool. And which we have the Dispute and Verse ready.
All right, and it doesn't seem like they have Soul Shatter. Doesn't seem like they have Vanishing Verse in hand because they haven't used it yet. It seems like to me that they just have a couple extra turn spells.
Which is fine at this point. Like we've reached.
It's not a counter spell where they would have used that already. It's either just lands or extra turn spells, I think. We're gonna go ahead and discard Necrotic Fumes if we have to discard something. Or yeah, Necrotic Fumes.
Not the Professor because we're out of sideboard.
Oh no, we want the Professor still in case we draw lands. We're gonna loot the lands away.
Okay. Perfect.
But because Necrotic Fumes only works on Planeswalkers, and Necrotic Fumes is a weird card. Part of the reason why I'm playing it is because sometimes we don't have double white, and double black is a good alternative. But it is worse for us than the white one is. We have to exile one of our own creatures. We don't really want to do that since we're the aggressive deck here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I wouldn't fault you for keeping this card because sometimes you have to get rid of a Mordenkainen or Lolth or whatever. But we already have the white one in our hand, and we also already have Blood on the Snow. So we have 2 different ways, actually 4 different ways of Vanishing Verse in our hand to get rid of Planeswalkers, so we just don't need Necrotic Fumes anymore.
Mm-hmm. It's just crazy the consistency in which Lesson or Learn has brought to the game in Best of 1 mechanics. Always having access to exile, like every single time, always having access to that land fixing, like it's just too much.
Yeah, it's very nice. So what we're gonna do here is I'm probably gonna Vanishing Verse on this plus right here in response. Because we don't want them to get an instant or sorcery and gain life from it. We want to make them use it right now. There we go, they didn't have it. Because they could, in theory, get a counterspell off of this right now, and then counter our Vanishing Verse. So we want to do that in response.
I mean, yeah, they're basically hooped there, though. We still have a creature land. They have no activations to block, so they need single target removal, and, you know, we're coming back with 4 attackers. Each single target removal just pushes up the Spider Queen. It's, oh my gosh, there's the cherry on top.
The Ebondeath is actually so perfect right now. We don't have to do anything else besides attack with things that we already have. So we're going to go ahead and animate Faceless Haven, and then just attack them. They have to answer us right now.
Sometimes it's always good to activate your Planeswalker immediately so they can't interact with it, because, you know, they could interact with it here. But
the reason why I'm not activating it yet.
It's actually a good...
If they for some reason destroy our cards, and they destroy 2 of our cards right now, we can minus the Lolth for 2 more 2/1s.
Do we want to dispute the Haven?
So right now we're going to use the Faceless Haven mana to deadly dispute the our own Faceless Haven.
And they're tapped here for the rest of the turn, which is nice as well. And we get, you know, another burst.
So right here, like they're almost dead, but they're just not dead yet. But they're very close.
They just don't know it yet.
Now we do still have to worry about those extra turn spells plus that land attacking us. So I would hold up Ebondeath. So hold up 4 mana plus the Vanishing Verse. We got another Lolth there, which is good. I would play our Snowland there.
We're at 7.
So let's see.
Plus
1, 2, 3,
the treasure's
4,
8.
5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 mana available. So right now we don't really anything, but make sure that we don't die to like random birds and stuff. So how do we not lose to birds? Let's see.
Well, we just flash in.
We don't have any.
Just flash in Dracolich and exile them.
Well, Dracolich has flash, so we can just flash that in.
And then exile the
we
flyers.
have to make sure we don't die. So I think the best thing that we can do to make sure we don't die is just
pass.
Let's see. I think I would just cast Pest Summoning.
Okay, we still have. Well, no.
And then hold up both Vanishing Verses.
And not worry about Dracolich.
We could still cast Dracolich as well if we don't have the Vanishing Verse.
Okay.
The reason why we want to cast Pest Summoning is so we don't discard the hand size.
And we can always, if it means lethal, we can main phase Vanishing Verse just to clear up space.
Right.
The attack lanes.
Right.
Cool. So that's our turn, right?
Yes.
Beautiful.
We want to make sure we put enough pressure on to where we don't just like barely don't win to like them having removal spells. See, here's the first All Runs Epiphany. So they're gonna kill our Lolth, which is fine. We have Blood on the Snow that we can bring it back with. But the scary part is if they just like have a bunch of these and then they start like attacking us with their land, which is another reason that we played our
Pest Summoning.
Our Pest Summoning so that we can just chump block the land.
Yeah, I don't think this is problematic at all. Like, this feels like very, very healthy. This is...
Yeah, we're in a good position right now. But if you weren't thinking about these things and how their deck wins ahead of time,
It could burn you.
We probably wouldn't be in this spot.
Yeah, can you imagine playing against 2 full-time creators? That's what nightmares are made of.
See, what they're doing right now is I think they're just making chump blockers. Like, they might get their own Pest Summoning here.
I think they're going to go with another exhibition. Oh, the draw. That's not good. That's desperation
They're
play.
going to draw a couple, like 3 cards, I think. But that also uses 3 mana, which means they probably can't animate their land to save them.
No.
They're going to try to draw a Vanishing Verse to
Or
help
a
exile
Doomscar.
our Ebondeath. But we also, say they block a creature and remove a creature, right? If they block a creature and remove a creature, that means we still have lethal, right?
Yeah, without a wipe, this is game. And even with a wipe, it's game, because it spends their mana.
We're going to flash in our Ebondeath, too, so they have to have, like, a couple different answers here.
Which isn't...
Or they have to have another Elrond's Epiphany.
I mean, I guess it could be a removal for 2, but it's...
Well, they can't
unlikely.
cast Elrond's Epiphany. They only have 6 mana.
I'm thinking Doomscar for 5. Oh, and then... No, Doomscar's 5, not 4. Yeah, it needs to be like Shadow, and Shadow the Sky's not here.
If they Doomscar, they still kind of lose because then we Ebondeath on their end step.
Yeah. No, it's fine.
Look at this. You say it's fine, sure. This is desperate for them. They're in desperation, save their life mode here.
Yeah, the menace is annoying. You know what I mean? They have to address that for sure. Oh,
look at this. This is so good for us. This is so good for us.
Can you imagine, like, being in a position where you're forced to use your best removal?
And they're still dead. They're still dead on board. Yep, there we go.
Beautiful. That's
and we won the game with 7 cards in our hand.
Yeah, let's play one more. Dare I say a quick match, but we'll try another match.
Not against another. Hopefully it's not against another Orzhov-based snow deck like we just played against.
Well, even against some of the aggro matchups, like unless the player you're playing against is very frustrating. Like as even a mono white player, I would get into like 25-minute matches against this deck. It's like, why won't you die already? All right. I personally think this hand looks good. What do you think?
This hand is great.
Beautiful. Turn 1 Twitch, turn 2 Professor.
Any hand with 2 lands and Professor of Symbology is fine. Especially since you have turn 1 Eyetwitch, turn 2 Professor, turn 3 Skullport. If you draw a land, like, this is just what we want. Oh no, another black deck.
Beautiful.
Okay, well, we're gonna have another long match here, since we're playing against a pseudo mirror match.
Rakdos Treasures.
We're not. We're playing against the treasure deck here. Okay, so what we're gonna do here with Shambling Ghast is, I don't think I want to block the Shambling Ghast, because if they make a treasure, they can cast Goldspan Dragon next turn, and that's actually awful for us. So, but if they do that, we have the Vanishing Verse for it. But next turn we might want to cast the Environmental Sciences, and if we do that and they have Goldspan Dragon, then we're going to be super far behind, so I'm not going to block.
Beautiful. Attack? Or just chill?
I am currently frozen on your... Oh, yeah, never mind. I'm not frozen anymore. Okay.
We're good.
So what we're going to do here is we are going to... Professor of Symbology. We're just going to hold back.
Okay.
Professor of Symbology for a land drop. Right now, if we don't start drawing lands soon, we're going to lose.
Do you want the Sciences, or do you want to discard?
Land drops.
Do you want to discard a Professor, try to get one, or do you want a Sciences?
Sciences. Sciences is a guarantee.
And we're just chilling.
Yep, we're just chilling, holding this back, and now we're going to be forced to block with Eyetwitch to get another Environmental Sciences, because we do need to hit those land drops. We drew a land, which is perfect. It's not an untapped land, but we do have to think to ourselves, they didn't do anything this turn. What does that mean they have, right?
Removal.
They probably have either a red 2-mana removal spell or a Goldspan Dragon that they're waiting to cast. So what I would do is I would just play the tap land and pass.
And hold up burst.
Yeah, because if the Goldspan Dragon lives, we die.
Yeah, even, like, I really like Vanishing Verse because, well, not really monocolor, that can suck. So we're going to be facing down an Emerstorm Predator here at a certain point maybe as well, right? And that could be pretty nasty for us.
We could be playing as an Emerstorm Predator, but we do have the answer to Immersturm Predator in
the
Eyetwitch.
sideboard.
We can just chump block it and then get the exile.
Take Fumes or Memory.
Yep.
Yeah. A lot of Magic comes down to that proactive planning.
Okay, this is actually good for us. We're going to want a Vanishing Verse on the stack of Skullport Merchant hitting the battlefield. So when it goes to make a treasure, we're going to exile it with Vanishing Verse. Now, they could have the sacrifice to draw to, but there we go.
It's a lot of treasures, baby.
Ooh. Okay, they have an Eyetwitch. Alright, so this means they don't have Goldspan Dragon, or else they would have slammed it. We're drawing lands, which is actual PogChamp. So now we can Skullport Merchant and play a land and play Environmental Sciences. Which is like best possible. Like 2 lands in a row like that is best possible for sure. And then next turn we were gonna have 5 mana for Lolth, or if we draw Vanishing Verse, we could also have Skullport Merchant plus.
And we're chilling.
Plus, yeah, we're just chilling.
Beautiful.
So right now, they don't have Skullport Merchant, and we do. So we're going to have to, while Skullport Merchant's on the battlefield, we're going to draw as many cards as we can. Are they a Reanimator deck? They're playing Unexpected Windfall. It could be playing Reanimate spells.
Zorn as well. A lot of treasures.
Okay, we're drawing lands like an absolute maniac. We're amazing. So now, we're either going to... Yeah, I think we just cast Lolth and make a couple 2/1s. It also blocks Goldspan Dragon very nicely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Lolth is
because we have the 2/2/1s.
So good. And just defending the Planeswalker, right?
I'm sorry?
Just defending the Planeswalker here. No attacks.
Yeah. No need to attack.
Yeah. I just want to make sure we do it all your way.
Yeah, if we attack, they block with Shambling Ghast and kill our 2/1, which we don't want, or they block with Eyetwitch and get a removal spell for Lolth, which we also don't want.
Deadly.
We do have to block this though, so let's block this with our Eyetwitch. They're probably gonna get an exile spell for Lolth, but that's okay since they have to exile their own creature to do that. Now what we're gonna do is we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lands. We're gonna have to think to ourselves, what could they possibly have? Now, the worst thing possible for us is if they with our hand currently, if they play their own Lolth and minus, we're gonna need to find an out to that. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna get Reduced Memory. Because we're going to be playing around their Planeswalker this turn.
Beautiful. And they're looking to draw one still, it looks like.
Looks like they're looking for like a specific card. They might actually be playing Reanimator. I don't know.
2 to the bottom, which is good.
Let's see. They have 7 mana now. They could actually play Emeria's Call. We definitely want to be keeping that in our hand.
And looking for the
third. So what we're going to do here is we're going to try to max value on Lolth here. So what we're going to do is I think we're just going to attack with our 2 menace creatures. Wait, what's in their graveyard actually?
We have 2 Eyetwitches and some sorceries instances. Nothing threatening.
Okay, that's fine. So what we're going to do here is attack them and just 2 of our menace creatures.
Well, they will block one of them and then kill the professor with the minus.
If they do that, that's fine. Because what the plan here is to minus Lolth again.
Yeah.
This is part of the plan here.
They might even kill the other spider because it has reach. Oh, the gas survives.
What we're going to do here is we're going to use Skullport Merchant to sacrifice our Professor of Symbology.
Okay.
Because that card's not going to attack very profitably into their Shambling Ghast anyways. Our Lolth is going to go to 4. We're going to minus Lolth again.
Beautiful.
And then cast our Eyetwitch.
Do you want to do your merchant at all?
No second merchant. You usually never want to have 2 merchants in the battlefield at once.
Don't lose your draw engine. Okay, cool. That's a good little rule of thumb. Those things are important. And those are the things you're going to find in the deck deep dive available on Charizard Wizard's YouTube channel. It needs some love, you guys. This guy wants to go full-time, and he's definitely an individual who's capable of doing it, as you've seen demonstrated here today. So definitely go show him some love, right?
And you can also actually find me playing this deck, playing a few matches with this deck. Actually, about 6 matches with this deck on my YouTube channel as well. the Orzhov Snow deck is on there.
Yeah, we're gonna have a link for that in the description below. We have a gold span being smacked down on our mouth. I don't really see it being a problem here though, unless there's something crazy with these treasures.
They have 14 mana remaining.
Yeah. Crackling Fire would be the worst scenario, but...
Yeah, the way that their deck is going to beat us is by using all of their mana and just shooting us in the face for a billion.
Okay, Crippling Fear.
So now we're going to use this opportunity to just sacrifice one of our things with Skullport Merchant. Our Lolth is going to die, unfortunately. But we're going to go ahead and get... let's see. Let's get a Mascot Exhibition.
Will Lolth die here? She's at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm sorry, 5.
It's not going to die unless they have like another gold span. I wouldn't be surprised if they had another one.
So she'll be at 1, which is actually like pretty good for us. And we're at 21 life, so that takes, you know, any sense that they're going to be hitting us away. You know,
we're going to have to be like super careful about their whatever that card's called to hit us in the face for like 20,
Crackling Fire,
25 or something.
We also kind of are looking to dodge Inferno mounts because it can sink the mana into it really effectively as well with the flying and haste.
So we need to get rid of Goldspan Dragon as fast as humanly possible, so they don't have infinite mana. But it looks like they might like play most of their hand here.
Mm-hmm. How do they not? They're looking at their graveyard.
They probably have a reanimate spell.
An Agadeem.
Oh, they do. Agadeem's Awakening. Okay.
We're looking for another Blood on the Snow now. I actually don't mind this. For them to sink all those 7 of those treasures away, I don't mind it. Like, go hard. And then we're going to top deck a Blood on the Snow and just eat all that value up. Hopefully here with the plus.
Alright, so here, we need to get rid of this Goldspan Dragon. So, like, what I would think about doing is like, going Professor and minusing. But if we do that, then... If we do that, and then our Skullport Merchant dies, then our Onyx dies. That's not as big of a deal, because like we can bring it back with Blood on the Snow, but we just have to get rid of Goldspan Dragon or we will lose the game. So I think I draw off Lolth right now, real quick.
Plenty of life. Gas isn't that bad.
That's not that bad. So let's go ahead and play Professor Onyx, and I think I'm playing Emeria's Call as a land.
Mm-hmm.
It just tapped, yeah. Now, we could run into a problem that if they are playing reanimate spells, that they can bring the Goldspan Dragon back, which is unfortunate, especially if they have Orcus. Orcus is their best card, card to draw right now.
That would be great with the treasures.
Orcus can be cast for X = 5 and bring back the Goldspan.
Which is 9 mana as well. Which they could do, use all their treasures though. And it would be a massive Orcus because the treasures through the painter.
Agadeem's Awakening for 5. Okay, that's unfortunate.
We're going to lose both Planeswalkers.
So it seems like they're playing 4 Agadeem's Awakening because they've used 2 of them and they also have 1 in their lands right now. So we're gonna want to have a Blood on the Snow for sure.
Big time.
But they are going to be actually getting a lot of value off their Eyetwitches too. So they're actually playing Mardu. They're playing white too. So more than likely next turn we're probably going to just want to like slam Mascot Exhibition, or reduce the memory of their Goldspan. I think we just need to get rid of the Goldspan still.
What Planeswalker do they have?
They got Confront the Past to kill our Planeswalker. Eventually.
Okay. Oh.
Okay, we drew Blood on the Snow, which is insane. Now we can Blood on the Snow here and bring back our Lolth.
You guys,
the graveyard.
Topdeck.exe, I'm telling you, you got to get on this. Download available in the Discord. Don't miss out on this. Sorry, shameless plug. What are we doing? I've broken his brain. He's like topdeck.exe.
Right, so we're gonna go ahead and Blood on the Snow here and bring back our Lolth.
Okay. Do we want to attack first?
No, they're just gonna block it. It doesn't really matter.
Maybe they're scared of us.
Just draw creatures. They might actually just bring Goldspan Dragon back somehow again, but it's fine.
5. Yeah, okay.
Go ahead and auto pay that. Bring back our Lolth.
Lolth should block the next dragon though too, right?
And then we're gonna minus again, and then cast our Shambling Ghast.
Beautiful. And that's just like.
And then. Go ahead.
Like Goldspan Dragon's messed up, but so is Blood on the Snow into Lolth. Like.
Yeah.
What an obscene play. That's actually not bad.
They're probably gonna cast their Planeswalker kill spell here, Showdown.
Yeah,
Nice.
like they take a turn off basically at a crucial time in the game, and they're not like a heavily creature-based deck in my opinion. Like, yeah, sure, there's some Twitches and some Painters, but I don't know if I would be running Showdown. Watch it burn us, right?
Right, I know. Watch it just be like most insane card ever. All right, Confront the Pest gonna kill our Lol. That's fine. Now, what we're gonna do here is they took almost their entire turn off. We're just gonna like slam the gas here. We're just going to like. It doesn't seem like they're playing any sweepers because they're not playing Snowlands really.
Mm-hmm.
So, we can do one of two things. We can like play Skullport Merchant and play a little bit of a longer game. But they have a lot more value than us right now since they have Showdowns, maybe they have another Showdown and things like that. So let's just go ahead and slam the Mascot Exhibition and attack them for a lot.
If they block the Ghast, we can minus on the Painter for the kill. They can't block the Menace creature, so, guaranteed hit for 4, might even be 5. Looks like it's
let's
4.
Go ahead and kill that Kalain there. Because Kalain will not be a chump blocker for our 4/4 anymore. I mean, they could technically, in theory, have Doomscar or something like that, but I'm not so sure about this.
No,
they have that.
There's too many creatures in their deck, and they're even.
Look at that. They're using some more mana to spin their wheels here. 2 to the bottom. Okay, we're looking in a really good spot right now.
Hey, they got 3 more Goldie spans.
We also have Hive the Eye Tyrant, which is very important in order to exile their Goldspan out of their graveyard.
Which we should do as soon as possible.
Now, what we're going to do here also is we are going to make sure that we reduce to memory their Skullport
Their Merchant, get rid of that
card's
draw,
insane.
yeah.
All right, they're just putting chump blockers out now.
We got some value there out of the Showdowns. I'm surprised. Land in play.
So what are we going to do here?
I
think we're going to reduce to memory the Skullport Merchant. They might sacrifice stuff to do stuff. They're probably going to sacrifice their Shambling Ghast to kill our 2/1 flyer.
Mm-hmm. Which is smart. I mean, it's also smart to kill the spiders with reach as well, because we can double block Goldspan.
We could technically Deadly Dispute if they try to kill our 2/1 flyer, but it doesn't look like they did that. All right, so we're gonna just attack with Hive right now. Well, if we attack with Hive, they can actually kill the Hive.
They're gonna kill it.
See their graveyard? How many Goldspan Dragons do they have?
There's just one there right now.
They only have 1 Goldspan Dragon, so
we're better off to learn for the answer for the next.
I think it's probably correct to just attack with the land and just trade the land for their 3/2, or trade the land for their 2/3, either one, because we need to exile that Goldspan Dragon out of the graveyard. So I would attack with Hive to the side, Hive right now.
They've already used 2 Agadeem's Awakening, and they used 1 as a land, which means there's only 1 in their deck. They have 27 cards left. It's slim chances that they have one.
Yes, it's slim chances they have one.
Like, they're more likely to have
you gotta think it also has Menace. We might actually kill them if they block the Hive.
Okay, well, I'm thinking...
we actually kill them we kill them if they block the Hive.
That there's more of a likelihood to be another Goldspan in their hand, that we should grab something to deal with next turn, which I guess we can because we have so much mana.
I think we just attack with Hive here and exile the Goldspan Dragon, and if they block the Hive, they lose.
I guess it is a lot of damage, eh?
Yeah, I did the math. I think it's like 12 or 13 damage if they block the Hive.
Because of the Menace. So they need to block the 4/4 and the 3/2. Such a grindy deck, it's... it looked like we were about to lose that match, in all honesty. And then it's like, oh, Blood on the Snow, Lolth, right back in it, baby. So it's really, really crazy just how much you can put out. And if your opponent is not consistently matching that level of output, like we see them they took their foot off the gas. You know, they cast Showdown, they cast Annihilation, or whatever. What is it? I forget. The draw and scry, Introduction to Prophecy. Sorry. So they took 7 mana off just to look for answers when we applied that 7 mana in a turn to deal a lot of damage here. And yes, they were able to find their Goldspan Dragon, but maybe too little, too late, right? Things are looking pretty grim here.
Too late. Like we put on some pressure to them. We've actually seen through this match and the last match against the Esper deck just how mid range this deck can be. Like we can really put the pressure on our opponents when we need to.
And it doesn't lose pace. It's not like it's relying on one draw card to keep you, going on into the future. It's like everything just synergizes with everything. Like you're drawing through Learn, you're drawing through the Merchant, through Deadly Dispute, and then all of those death triggers just help your Lolth. It's sickening. It is honestly.
Yep. Look at that. Look at that. They had it, but they're conceding. Go ahead and attack with the land and kill them. Yeah. There we go. Look at that. They had it the whole time.
We were right. That's crazy how you can oh no, if it's this card, we're screwed. And at one point they had enough mana to just obliterate us, right? They had 14 mana just in treasures, never mind, like the 5 or 6 they had in play at the time, right? So, woo, we escaped. We escaped with a victory.
We knew their win condition, but so we just sacrificed our Liliana, our Professor Onyx, to get rid of their Goldspan Dragon when they had that many treasures. We would have died a long time ago if we didn't do that.
So this is one thing I always try to convey to people as well, because control decks, they get a bad rap by people who are new to the game, because you don't only need to know your own deck, right? With an aggro deck, most times you need to know your own deck in the first 4 turns of that deck, right? They wiped you or you won. With a control deck, it's very, very important not to only know your own deck, but you have to know and understand the decks that you're going to be matching up against as well, right? So you can proactively, identify their threats and then begin to deal with them before they are even ready to throw them out, right? Kind of like you've seen here. So, James, thank you so much for hanging out on the channel, right? Let's do a little wrap up here. As far as the deck goes, it slaps. I'm not going to show it. If you want to see this deck in action, we only did 2 matches today. You only got to see, us playing Rakdos and then the mirror match, which is really nice. But you can go in depth, right? You can learn all of the strategies, the synergies, unique play lines that you didn't get to see here on Charizard James' YouTube channel, right? We're gonna have a link to that and the specific video in the description below. So go show it and his channel some love. Of course, he's got the Twitch rolling as well. You can follow him on Twitter and anywhere else that I may not have mentioned. Just give it a Google. He's a cutie patootie. He won't be hard to find. So with that being said, James, thank you so much, man. Any wrap up thoughts from yourself?
No, that's it. I enjoyed playing those matches. I enjoy you playing this deck for me, and really just learning the ins and outs here. I really do think this is the best deck. If you want some more in-depth analysis on this, make sure to watch my YouTube video with me playing this deck as well on Charizard_James on YouTube. Let's hit that 500 subs.
Yeah, should be no problem. And in fact, I expect it to be done. End of day, you guys. Let's go.
I would be ecstatic.
Yeah, and for anyone who is, looking for a little bit more, we're going to now break and film a video specifically for my YouTube members. And James is actually, we're going to flip the script, right? He's going to start interviewing me, asking me questions about content creation, his YouTube channel, how can we get him to his goals and, into this full time, right? So if you guys do want to check out that content, become a YouTube member. And it's not only with James, right? We have this for all of the different content creators. So especially if you yourself are a content creator, maybe you want in on some of these cooler conversations. I know it is very cheap and easily accessible, not to mention all the other cool content, as well as you're supporting your boy. But more importantly than that, it's not really about me today, you guys. It's about James. It's about not only those 5. I want 1,000. You know what I mean? 500 just seems so simple. We can get more than that, right? So definitely go show some love to the channel. Slam the likes, the comments, the engagement to try to boost that algorithm, because you know what I mean. It is a grind. He's putting in the work. That's easy peasy lemon squeezy. So if we could, help pour some gas on that fire, it's free. It takes a second to do, which is great. So thank you all again for your time and attention. Really appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you have a magical day. And James, man, the pleasure has been all mine. Seriously, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Dope. All right, you guys. Until next time, take care.